Good afternoon, everyone. In the last class, we have discussed regarding what is sedimentation process, what are the different types of sedimentation, that is plain sedimentation and coagulation sedimentation. We have discussed types of settling, that is type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4, that is discrete, hindered, zone and compressed settling respectively. And then we have seen what are the different types of sedimentation tanks based upon its mode of operation. And today's class we are going to see what are the different types of sedimentation tank based upon the shape, that is rectangular and circular shape sedimentation tank in detail. But before going to that particular process, we need to see what are the factors which are going to influence sedimentation process. Now, there are three very much important factors which are going to influence the sedimentation process are velocity, then your temperature related with viscosity, then diameter of the particle. These three things which are going to play a very important role in the process of sedimentation process. Now, first let's we discuss now how the velocity is going to influence the process of sedimentation. Now, what is sedimentation? Sedimentation is the process of settling down the suspended or settleable particle based upon its weight. Now, when we are going to take a nozzle, if in the nozzle, if we are going to have the turbid water, if we are flowing, now if you want to settle down those suspended particles which are there in that particular pipe with having the nozzle, now nozzle we are going to use for a greater velocity. If we are using the nozzle, if we are going to use the turbid water with a greater velocity with having the nozzle, when if the we are going to use a nozzle, what is going to happen is the water will be coming with the greater velocity. If the velocity is greater, what will happen? The particles are going to directly come out, so they are not going to get settled down if it is at a greater velocity. Now, whereas if the velocity of the particle, if it is less, if it is having the lesser velocity, then what will happen? Without using the say nozzle, if we are going to use the water with the velocity of around 0.3 meter per second or less than that, what will happen? The particle, if the water is turbid, the particle are going to have the lesser velocity. So what is going to happen? Instead of coming the water like this, what will happen? The water flow path will be like this. So the velocity is less. When the velocity is less, what will happen? The particle are going to get settled down due to its own weight. Hence, we prefer, rather than having a higher velocity of the water when we are going to have in a sedimentation tank, we prefer to have the lower velocity, that is at the velocity of 0.3 meter per second or less than that. Now coming to the second aspect, that is with respect to temperature. Now temperature and viscosity, how it is going to affect the sedimentation process. If the water temperature is having a higher temperature, then it is less viscous. Now what is that viscosity? It is nothing but the resistance to flow. At higher temperature, the water is easily, it is flowable. At a lesser temperature, the water it flows slowly. Now for example, how the sedimentation process is really getting affected from temperature is, now if we take the water in a container, if we take the water in a container, if it is hot, right, if it is hot, or if we have heated it to a, now we have seen, if we are going to boil the water, after boiling it, after some time, what will happen? We can see the particles at a downside. So at a higher temperature, it is going to have, there is a more possibility of the particle to be get settled down. Now if we have seen, if we are going to keep the water without boiling, even though if there are suspended particles are there in that, the particles are not going to get settled down. That is the reason why what we say is, in the rainy season we need to boil the water, so that it is going to remove the microbes in that, as well as it is also going to remove the suspended particles which are present in that we have all we can experience when we are going to boil the water. And we have seen that various number of suspended particles are going to get settled down when we heat the water, whereas when the water is cool we are not going to see that much effect. Now the third very important part is regarding the diameter of the particle. If the diameter of the particle is very less, then it may remain in suspension. That I have already told. For this particular when the particle are of a very fine diameter, then we need to use the chemicals, that we need to use the coagulation sedimentation. But if the particle are having the greater in size, what will happen? The particle are going to get settled down by its own weight when the particle diameter size is much greater. Now, in the last class, we have already discussed regarding the types of settling. We have classified that into two main types of classification. That is, first, depending upon the method of operation, that is fill and draw type. It takes around 36 hours for again to bring in operation. We have already discussed. Then the second type is continuous flow type, which is going to have the flow velocity is controlled at 0.3 meter per second. Now the second classification for the settling tank is depending upon the shape. Now there are two types of, we are going to, depending upon shape, we are going to classify into two. One is the rectangular type of sedimentation tank, which is going to have the horizontal flow, and the circular shape sedimentation tank, which is going to have the vertical flow. Now what is horizontal flow, what is vertical flow, we are going to see it when we are going to discuss regarding the rectangular and circular shape of tanks. The rectangular tank, it comes under the horizontal flow, whereas it is going to have the continuous flow also, horizontal, and it is continuous. The rectangular tank is having the horizontal flow. The horizontal flow means here we can see the influent, from where the water is going to enter into a tank, and you can see the shape which is rectangular. It is going to have the length like this, and it is going to have the width like this. So it is length, and it is the width will be like this. So the water will come from the influent. Here you can see it is going to have the scraper kind of arrangement, and you can see what is the sludge hopper. So what is the sludge? The particles which are going to get settled down, that is, we are going to call it as a sludge. And why hopper is going to be used, that I will discuss very soon. Now the particle are going to enter into this particular rectangular sedimentation tank with having the horizontal flow. The water is going to come like this, and here there is one baffle wall is there, which is going to prevent the direct entry of the turbid water from the main rectangular sedimentation tank. If the water is going to directly enter, what is going to happen is the particle, all the particles will enter here, and there is a problem of settling process. Now by having the baffle wall here, we can enter the water from here, and its velocity is also going to get reduced, and the settleable particles which are there in that particular water, they are going to directly get settled down here, right? And then we can pump it out. Now by having this baffle wall, the settleable particles which are going to have the heavy weight, they are going to get settled down, and the velocity is also going to get reduced. Now the water will come from here, and it is going to have the horizontal flow, that is at the velocity at 0.3 meter per second. Due to this, what is going to happen is the velocity of the particle is going to get reduced, and the particles are going to settle down at on this particular scraper. Now what this scraper will do is, whatever the settled particles are there, it is going to bring it here on this particular rotor. It is going to bring into the sludge hopper. Now what is that hopper is? It is going to have the collection of the settled sludge. Now what is sludge? Sludge is nothing but the settled particle. Now from this particular with the having the sludge hopper, here there is one, we are going to have the pump like facility from where we are going to pump the settled particle along with water, turbid water, we are going to take it out. Now what is going to remain here at the top? The less turbid water, and we are going to get as an effluent. From here we are going to take the water outside. Now what is remaining here? Here less turbid water, and here at bottom we are going to take the settled particles at a downside. From here it is going to rotate, and it is going to take the settled particle into the sludge. From here the sludge is going to taken out, and the clear water is going to be taken from the effluent. This is the complete diagram of your rectangular sedimentation tank. This may be asked in your exam. They may ask you with the neat sketch, explain the rectangular flow sedimentation tank. Now based upon the shape, this is the second type of settling tank, that is the circular tank with the central feed. Now it is having a circular in shape. That is the reason why we have called it as a circular tank. It is going to have some diameter, and it is going to have some depth. Now it is going to have the central feed. Central feed is nothing but it is the water, the turbid water which has to be treated. It is going to enter from the center of the tank, and which is from the bottom of the tank it is going to have the upflow. From here the water is going to come into this particular sedimentation tank if with the central feed. Here you can see there is an opening which is going to be continuously rotated in all the directions. So the water is going to be continuously is going to be spread in all the directions. So now the water which has to be treated here also, it is a continuous flow sedimentation tank. Here the water will be flowing at some reduced velocity. So probably it is at 0.3 meter per second. Now due to this reduced velocity, what is going to happen is the particles are going to get settled down due to its own weight. And here you can see the truss like arrangement which is there, we call it as a scraper. Now what scraper will do is, whatever the settled particles are there, this scraper will be in a continuous rotation. As it is a circular tank, this scraper will be continuously, it will be in a rotary motion. So what it will do is, whatever the particles they are going to get settled down at bottom, it is going, as you can see at the side, these are going to have the slope which is going to be concentrated at the center. So what it will do is, whatever the suspended particles it is there, this scraper, due to it is still in continuous motion, what it will do is, it is going to bring all the settling particles at the center. From this center we can take this sludge outside, and we can as the sludge is continuously taken outside, the water which is going to be clear, we are going to take from this particular effluent. This is also a continuous flow sedimentation tank. The water we can get it from continuously without any disruption as compared to the fill and draw. Fill and draw will take around 36 hours. It is going to take it, we are going to take this in this particular tank water continuously out. Now this particular concept of sedimentation tank will help you to understand how exactly the sedimentation process is going to work out. This particular sedimentation tank is having a rectangular tank with having the length L, and it is going to height H, and it is going to having the breadth like this. Okay, now the water, if we are allowing the water to flow from a particular, it is having the section A, B, C, D, and this is called as a sludge zone. Now what is a sludge zone? The particles which are going to get settled down at the bottom, they are going to get settled out here. We call that particular zone as a sludge zone. Now when the water is going to enter at a particular height, that is at A, if it is going to have the velocity, flow velocity V, right, and if it is going to have the settling velocity, if the suspended particles are there or settleable particles are there in that, then it is going to have some settling velocity. The particles, the velocity at which the particles are going to get settled down, that we call it as a settling velocity. Now if the trajectory of the water flow line, if it is at a entering at a in a tank at a height h, if it is following a trajectory that is AC, that is within with having the flow velocity also, with having the settling velocity also, then the particle are going to easily get settled down in this particular settling zone. Now till the if the water is going to enter at a greater velocity, then V is greater than Vs, then what will happen is the particle are not going to get settled down within this particular zone. They are going to cross its limit and they may come out here. Now if we take the particles at a lesser height, that the suppose if we are thinking that the water is going to enter from this particular height, that is a small height h, which is going to have both the horizontal flow velocity as well as the settling velocity, then what will happen is the particles are going to settle within this particular zone itself. If the velocity is more, then what will happen, the particle will come outside. Now we consider that V is what is V? V is nothing but the horizontal flow velocity. Now what is this Q? Q is nothing but the discharge. Now we already we know that Q is equal to AV, that is Q is equal to area into velocity. From this velocity, what we are going to get? We are going to get Q divided by A. Now what is A? A is nothing but the surface area. Now what is that? A is nothing but width B, where the particles are going to get settled down, and the height h. So this is nothing but V is equal to Q divided by BH. V is equal to Q divided by BH. Q is nothing but the discharge and this is equal to the surface area. Q is nothing but the discharge and here it is going to be surface area. This is going to be very, very important concept when you are going to solve the problem. Now we are going to have the relation between the velocity and the settling velocity. Now V divided by Vs is equal to L by H. Why is V is with the having the horizontal flow velocity, if the suspended particles are there, then it is going to flow in the direction L, and if it is going to have the settling velocity, then the particle are going to get settled down here and we are going to have H. So if we want to have relation between Vs and V, what we are going to get from here, we are going to multiply it VSL and HV. Now Vs and HVL. Now we already know what is V. V is nothing but, from the last expression we already know that it is equal to V is equal to Q divided by BH. So here what is going to happen, H and going to remain cancel and we remain with Q divided by BL. Now what is that? Vs settling velocity is equal to Q divided by BL. BL is nothing but the surface area of the tank, that is BL. So this is also going to be a very, very important aspect while solving you in the problem. Now in order to solve the problem, in order to determine what is the settling velocity, now what is V? V is nothing but called as an horizontal flow velocity, and Vs, that is settling velocity. Settling velocity is nothing but the particle at which the velocity at which the particle are going to get settled down, that is nothing but called as a settling velocity. If you want to determine this Vs, the particle at which the velocity at which the particle are going to get settled down, it completely depends on the Stokes law. From Stokes law we have got the three formulas, as I have already told you, the factors which are going to influence the sedimentation process. It is based upon the diameter, viscosity and temperature. Now the role of three will be visible in this particular formulas. Now from the Stokes law, what he has given the three formulas depending upon, as I have told, the diameter is going to be very, very important aspect. We can see how it is important in these formulas. Now for first formula, Vs is nothing but is equal to 1 divided by 18 G divided by V SS minus 1 into D square, where D is diameter of the particle, that is in mm. V is nothing but the kinematic viscosity, it is in centimeter square per second. Vs is settling velocity, that what we want to determine, and g is acceleration due to gravity, and ss is nothing but the specific gravity of the particle. Ss is nothing but the specific gravity of the particle. Now this particular first formula, when it is applicable, is when the particle diameter is less than 0.1 mm dia, then we can use the first particular formula. Now the second formula is Vs is equal to 418 into ss minus 1 into d square 3t plus 70 divided by 100. Here, if the diameter of the particle is in between is more than 0.1 mm and it between 1 mm, then this particular formula is applicable. If the particle size is in between 0.1 mm and 1 mm, if we are going to use the formula for settling velocity will be this particular equation. Now if the particle diameter is more than 1 mm, we are going to use a formula Vs is equal to 1.8 square root Gd into ss minus 1. This is when the particle size is more than 1 mm dia. So here what is important is the diameter. We need to keep in what in our mind is regarding the diameter. When 0.1 mm dia, it is less than 0.1 mm dia, we used to use the first formula. When it is in between 0.1 mm and 1 mm, we should use this particular formula. When it is more than 1 mm, we should use these particular formula. In addition to this, there are other some important aspect that has to be told to you people. It will be explained to you in the next class. We have in this particular class, what we have discussed is, we have discussed the horizontal flow sedimentation, your rectangular tank, that is a horizontal flow, and your circular tank. Then we have discussed the design concepts of horizontal flow sedimentation tank, that is rectangular tank. Along with that, we have discussed these three formulas which is very important, based upon the diameter and the temperature and the specific gravity. It is dependent on this. In addition to this, there are some other points are important.